Right, why I don't like flexi leads, and there's going to be people who probably won't see this because I don't have any followers, but if they did see it and they have got a dog who walks nicely on a flexi lead, they would say, but my dog's been on a flexi lead its whole life and it's absolutely fine. Like it loves its flexi lead. And I think there are times when that happens. Like I think there is times when the specific environment that the person tends to walk the dog in, the flexi lead works. It keeps them safe from the road. The dog knows that it can have a sniff, and it's all that stuff. And you've probably got quite a calm dog, like one that's not particularly looking to pull towards stuff. Um, yeah, so there is definitely a scenario where that works. I think those scenarios are less common than the opposite, which is the people who come to me with dogs on flexi leads who shoot to the end of the lead because pulling the lead is reinforcing because they get access to more stuff. And they don't need to wait for you to do anything, by the way, because they're on a flexi lead. So if I want to sniff that lamppost, I'm just going to pull straight towards it, and there's nothing you can do about it because I'm on the flexi lead. Obviously, you can press your little button or whatever, but then that brings me on to like another part of the flexi lead I don't like, which is how is the dog supposed to know when the clicker's on and we want them to walk next to us versus the clicker's off now so you can just pull. There's going to be a minute difference in the tension they feel through the collar or harness, but like is that fair to have that like blurred line? And the people that I see who are frustrated because the dog's pulling but they've got a flexi lead in their hand and they're like pulling them back in like heel heel heel, um, or even worse, and like if you do this you are the worst. If you have your dog on a flexi lead and you've got one of those halties on, and halties round the face things that make the dog kind of walk like this, I've never seen a dog look very happy wearing one of those. I think they're shit. So if you're walking your dog on a flexi lead and telling the dog it's good to pull, and then you're putting a halty on so that when you press the button, it's really uncomfortable for the dog to walk. Please go and speak to someone and train your dog properly rather than using these stupid tools to control them. Anyway, that's a rant. Can't help myself. Um, but what I tend to see is the dogs who are at the end of the flexi lead are the ones who are kicking off a lot of other dogs. So they run to the end of the flexi lead, they're leading the way like a sled dog, and then they're like, "What can I see next? What next am I going to boot off at? What next do I need to look out for? Oh, there's a bike. Oh, there's a car. Oh, there's another dog." It's an attitude thing. It's almost like, right, we're not having a relaxing walk, me and you together, like compadres, amigos, having a stroll. You're leading the walk, and if you get a bit bored with this lead walk that could be potentially boring because we could just be walking down the street, you're just going to find ways to occupy yourself, and a lot of the time those ways are barking at shit or sniffing. Sniffing's not so bad; like you can deal with that. If you've got a reactive dog, probably one of the first things I'd do would be to get it off the flexi lead and get it walking nicely next to you, build those foundations of good behavior, and then to allow the dog access to things, because we don't want to just remove, like we don't want to just take away. Oh well, unfortunately now you can't choose your own cadence. Unfortunately now you can't sniff stuff that you want to sniff. Teach off lead freedom, teach recalls, use a long line if you have to for off lead freedom, but allow your dog to gain that fulfillment in other ways, and then keep lead walking sacred to us together, nice and calm, tranquilo. Walk down the road together. We don't need to boot off at anything. So, rant as always. Honestly, you people with the flexi leads and the halties, just stop it right now. Stop it. Throw it in the bin immediately.